for 5 minutes of Islam, they get the rest of eternity in bliss, the rest of eternity in unimaginable joys and delights and pleasures in paradise. This is Allah, the meaning of ash-shakur bihaqqillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As the name rightfully applies to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ash-shakur, ash-shakur. There's a sign in that for us. One of the greatest forms of thankfulness is to exceed the blessing we've been given. Not in kind, that might involve riba. So I'm so thankful, you gave me $10, I'll give you 20. Not in kind, but in other ways. So for example, someone compliments you for something, some good they see in you. So you express your thankfulness by finding 3 or 4 good things in them to compliment them for. Someone loans you their car. You give them the car back, you wash the car. You give them back the car with a full tank of gas. How would the person feel? They'll feel you really appreciated the car. Unfortunately, for some people it's the opposite. They give you a full tank, you bring it back on E. They give you the car clean, you bring it back dirty. May Allah spare us. But in that case, what is the person's heart? No matter how magnanimous the person is. Usually they'll say, what? It's okay, don't worry about it. It's just the gas. Nowadays, $40, $30, $40, depending on what you're driving, $50, $60. Don't worry about it. Car wash, it's only a couple dollars. Don't worry about it. I can wash it. So most people are magnanimous, but in their heart, they're going to feel some heaviness. Depending on how long they've been Muslim, they must say, man, that. But think what's in their heart. If they gave you the car half a tank, you bring it back with a full tank. They gave you the car dirty, apologize. I know you need the car now. I didn't have time to go wash it. But you just take it the way it is. And you bring it back and it's washed, shined up, detailed. They're going to feel good in their heart. MashaAllah, they really appreciated this favor. They really appreciate it. So there's a sign in Allah Ta'ala giving us much for a little. We should try to give. We should try to all give more than we take. That should be a philosophy that governs our life. That we're going to give more than we take. And if all of us live that way, we're going to give to the environment more than we take. We're going to give to others more than we take. We're going to try to constitute a nation that gives to other nations more than it takes. If all of us, and we spread some Islam, that would be the end of American imperialism. Because as a nation, we take more than we give. And unfortunately, too many times we give back bombs and bullets and then blame it on the people being bombed. May Allah have afiyah on us. Give us all good health. The ulama discussed the difference between a shakir and a shakur. So the shakir, thankful, appreciative. Shakur, exceedingly thankful or appreciative. Imam al-Munawi, he says in his book dealing with definitions, Ash-shakir yashkuru ala rakha. The shakir, the one who is thankful, thanks Allah for the easy times, for the good times, for the blessings. Wa-shakur yashkuru ala al-bala. But the one who is exceedingly thankful, thanks Allah for the tribulations that Allah exposes them to. See, and this is a lofty station, because this person understands that through this tribulation, Allah Ta'ala is warding off their sins. Through this tribulation, Allah Ta'ala could be expressing His love for the servant As his Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentioned, إِذَا أَحَبَّ اللَّهُ قَوْمًا ابْتَلَاهُمْ. If Allah loves a people, He exposes them to tribulation. So the Shakur understands that yes, I'm being tried and tested, but this could be a sign of Allah Ta'ala's love. So I thank Allah for this test because I'm thanking Him for His love. And this is where the believer separates from the materialist. Because the materialist can only look at quantity. I had something, Allah took it away, that's bad. But the believer looks at quality. I had something, Allah took it away, but it's an expression of something better. He also says, الشاكر يشكر على العطاء والشكور يشكر على المنع. That the shakir, the one who's appreciative or thankful, gives thanks for what he or she is given. But the shakur, the one who's excessively appreciative, gives thanks for what he or she might have been denied. Because again, they don't look at what they were denied, they look at the possible tribulation that was warded off from them if they had gained possession of that thing. They look at the hisab, the accounting, the reckoning they would have been given had they obtained that blessing. Because every blessing that we're given involves a hisab, involves an accounting. Did you appreciate that blessing? Did you convey its right, the rights that others had in that blessing? We were blessed with $1 million. That's not our money. Part of it's for our use. That's Allah Ta'ala's money. وَآتُوهُم مِّن مَالِ اللَّهِ الَّذِي آتَاكُمْ. It's Allah's money that He's given us. وَفِي أَمْوَالِهِمْ حَقٌّ مَعْلُومٌ لِلسَّائِلِ وَالْمَحْرُومِ. And in that whatever, in their wealth, there's a well-defined right for those forced to ask and those deprived. Did we convey that right? Did we give that haqq to the sa'il, to the mahroom? Did we give their haqq of sadaqah? Did we give the haqq of zakat? Did we give the haqq of infaq, ala al-iyal, spending for our dependents? So, a blessing involves tribulations. Just as deprivation can involve tribulations. If one is poor, one should thank Allah. If one is rich, one should thank Allah. If one is poor, not grinding poverty, but relative poverty, then one should thank Allah. Because one has been relieved of a lot of responsibilities that the wealthy people have. And if one is wealthy, one should thank Allah. Because one has a blessing and therefore an opportunity to do things the poor person can't do, such as giving charity. And helping to meet people's needs. And building institutions that the poor people can't do. And when asked, there's a discussion that's well known in our religious literature. Man afdal, who is better? Al-Ghani al-Shakir al-Faqir al-Sabir. Who's better? The wealthy person who's thankful and gives thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the wealth? Or the poor person who endures the poverty with patience and dignity? And most of the scholars say the wealthy person who is thankful is better. Because that person's good extends to others. Whereas the good of the poor person in this regard is confined to himself or herself. So the good that extends to others is better than the good that's confined to oneself.